Hi, this is Carmen Falcone with Office Basics. Today we're going to show you the basic functionality of the new Xerox copiers. We're also going to discuss how to change the supplies and certain functionality of these machines.
Good afternoon. I'm Dan Reardon. I work with Carmen, and as Carmen stated, we're going to go over some basic operation on how to use your new Xerox multifunctional device. So one of the nicest things about the Xerox product line is everything's gone to an app-related usage. As you see on most machines, you're going to have just 5 buttons on the display. And when you walk up to the machine, based on what you would like to do, that's the app that you're going to touch. So in the event of hitting copy, you push the copy mode, and now you're inside that copy app. So if you simply want to make one copy, place your document either in the document scanner or use the Platen. If it's just one simple copy you want to make, simply hit start and it'll go about your function. In the event that you want to make some changes to that, if you want a two-sided copying, you would press the appropriate button, choose two-sided. If you want stapling, push that with a one staple, and then you scroll back up, and now you're ready to go. Once you've made the changes you want, the number of copies you want, you simply hit the start button, and it'll go about and make your copies for you. Okay, so that is the copy feature. Most important thing is any changes, you just scroll, go to the one you want to make, and make the changes, and off you go. To get back to the home page, you'll see a house here. Makes very common sense, and just hit your house button. So let's say you want to walk up and you need to email something. You hit your email button, you're now inside the email app. You see here you can have a manual entry or a device address book. We've set all your machines up with the basic choices. You scroll to the one that you want. In this case, I'm going to hit Dan. Okay, simply answer OK, and then off you go and hit send. It is that easy. If in the event you wanted to have multiple people, you can go and choose multiple different people at the time of emailing. All right, so again, basic operation, load the page in, choose the person you want to send to, and hit send. We'll go back to the home page. The other option a lot of you have is faxing. Same concept, manual entry, push manual entry, type in the fax number you want, hit add, and hit send. If it's a loaded one, you would go to the address book and choose and go. Everything is that simple, whereby you touch the app that you want and go off and choose the different functionality. Your device button here, the main reason to do that is if you ever need to know what your model and serial number is, you push that, go to about, and this is where you can find both model, as you see here, and serial number. That's going to come into play in the event you need to order supplies or do a service call. Again, I go back. The jobs button shows you all completed jobs, or in the event that something isn't completed, and obviously with this machine they're all completed, but you would touch on it and it would give you the details on why it's not complete. So in summary, walk up, choose the app that you're going to do, and walk through the steps. That is the basic operation of the Xerox machines. Thank you. To start, we're going to review the changing of toner for any machine that's just a black and white only machine. You have open up your panel here, and there's 2 components that you're going to need to change. The first is your actual toner. Simply slide out. It's that easy. Dispose of this one. Take the new one out of the packaging. Slide in, lock in, and close the tab for locking in. You have a drum unit here. Now, to replace the drum unit, you're going to need to open up this piece right here. There's a handle right here. That'll gently open, giving you access. Again, push the lever, slide out, okay, dispose of it, and take your new one, slide it in, lock in, close, and simply make sure that drawer is completely closed. As you see here, it's walking you through the steps. Close printer front door, and you're back in business. Now, what I'd like to do now is, for those of you who have a color machine, to review the color supplies that you'll need to attend to. In the case of color, it's going to be a little bit more involved, but equally as easy. Again, you open your compartment here, and as you see here, there's 4 colors. They are color coded. Each one only fits in properly the slot it takes. This is your black toner. Simply pull it out straight, and when you go to put in the new one, you see your arrow right here. Line up your arrow straight and just simply lock in and push. Again, you have 3 colors, color coded, the same arrow. Simply pull out, line up, and slide in. With the color printer, one of the things you're going to probably change on the most frequent basis is your waste container, which is right here. Again, pull the tab back, pull out. Watch this here, because that's where the unused toner is. We don't want you getting dirty. Remove this, take your new one, slide in, and lock. Okay? On a less frequent basis, but you have 4 drums that go with each toner. Okay? Again, everything is slide out and slide right in, and you simply, and they're all labeled R2, R3, R1. Okay? So they're all right here, and then this will close and lock into place and lock that down. So for the most part, you're going to have your 4 toners, color coordinated, your 4 drums, which you would open here, down, a little bit of pressure, not too much, close, lock, and your waste container. There's other devices, but on a ongoing basis, they're the major ones that you're going to need for the color copier. Okay? Thank you. Another thing we'd like to go over is kind of some of the best practices to have the best experience with the machine. One of the things that's very important, when you go to use the automatic document feeder, you lay your document in. Obviously, you can go one of 2 ways. The most important thing is when doing this, you want these guides to be flush up against your paper. In the event that you open it this way, it's telling the machine that you want to print on a different size page. So it is very critical that you have it's flush up against there. All right, but you can utilize both ways, but again, there's an opening there, you want it flush. That will help make sure that that copy is going to come out on the selected paper it should. Okay, so when sending or copying, you want to make sure your guides are flush against the paper. All right, same thing, another best practice, everything starts by this upper corner here, and you want to lay your document face down, but in the corner you don't want to start here, because again, everything works off that corner there. Okay, so utilizing the automatic document feeder and the platen, there's some of the better things you can do to have a more success. Now, all your machines come with 4 trays. I want to review the trays. You have 2 trays that are multi-purpose trays, and here's a perfect example of what we need to correct. This document is an 8.5 by 14, but the machine is actually looking at it at a bigger piece because this is not flushed up against here. So when you change paper, these guides, and you adjust them by pinching this and working it up against the machine, that is telling the machine the actual size of the document. This one also rotates back. You want it flush. Every time you open a drawer, it's going to close, and it's going to come up here asking you to verify that it's 8.5 by 14 plain white paper, and it's showing the tray. You simply confirm. If it does not show the paper you want, you need to go back in and make that adjustment. Okay? So tray 1 and 2 are exactly the same. They can be adjusted in multiple ways, multiple sizes, and they handle multiple papers. Okay? But again, the trick is you need to have that these flush up against and everything so it's properly fitting. Once you close it, you're going to get a confirmation again. I'll be asking you to make sure that this is letter size in this dimension, white plain. You simply hit confirm. Now, again, I would strongly suggest using these for different size paper because your 2 last drawers have an abundance for portrait, okay? And it will, you can stack those up. Don't ever overstuff a paper tray. Put it in, you have lines guiding you on where it will be. Load them up, close, and again, it's going to confirm. Another one of the best practices to get the best experience is we're finding, because when making a copy, and this is on copy only, if you see a straight black line, consistent line down on the copied document, that means something has gotten on the glass. In most cases, it's white out. And everybody is very used to cleaning the big glass and seeing it on the big glass. Ironically, most of the time it comes from when you use the automatic document feeder. Okay, so the procedure of cleaning glass is take Windex, spray on a tissue, and clean it like you would any piece of glass. Do not press too hard. Press hard enough to clean the glass. All right, so you have one big piece of glass here, but more importantly, when using the dock feeder up here, you have a second piece of glass right here that the document passes through and actually is scanned through this. And you would again moisten this towel, simply clean whatever's on here off of there, all right, and close down, and you'll be back in business. This is where you find, again, copy only, straight black line on the reproduced copy. There's something on the glass. Don't ever use your nail to get it off there, because if you scratch the glass, it will do permanent damage. So best practice, clean it by simply wiping, finding it, wiping it, and you'll be back in business instantly.